Hey everyone and welcome to our latest explainer video. Today we release our new pressure data and aggregated metrics. It's quite an important step forward from our historical pressure data, and we finally move away from the evaluation of pressure as a static element, still commonly evaluated through space-based values that don't reflect the nature of the game. Speaking of the game, we all know that playing under no or low pressure is very different from playing under intense pressure. This is extremely important for at least a couple of key reasons. From a scouting and recruitment perspective, we know that performing under pressure is what distinguishes elite players. From a match analysis perspective, we know that the way our team plays is often dictated by the opponent's pressure. But what does really change for a football player when they play under pressure? For sure, they can have less time on the ball before a defender arrives. The space and the room to operate can be constrained. The technical load required to control the ball can be higher, as well as the support coming from teammates, which can be more limited than in other situations. This is exactly the reason why we have developed 4 submodels, 4 flags you will find in our dynamic events dataset to evaluate and check these situations: time to impact, space constraint, reception difficulty, and passing options is. To each of these flags, we have assigned a value that goes from very difficult to very easy. And by combining in a model-based combinations these elements, we get an overall pressure degree. Now, the pressure degree again goes from known to very high, and the interesting thing, the major innovation here is that we calculate this at possession start, at possession end, so you can finally understand how players deal with pressure. Let's look at an example. So here we are in a man-to-man situation all over the pitch, therefore pressure is quite high overall, and our number 9 is about to receive a medium or long ball. So when he receives the ball at possession start, time to impact is very hard, space constraint is medium, reception difficulty is very hard, and passing option is hard. The overall pressure degree at possession start is therefore high. Thanks to his abilities, our number 9 is able to get rid of pressures, and at possession hand, time to impact is medium, passing option is easy, and the overall pressure degree went from high to low. Now imagine evaluating this very same situation through common data provided by common data providers. What you will probably be left with is a simple flag telling you that the player was under pressure throughout the whole possession. Now, taking this example and bringing it to life, these are the players who played as a number 9 last year, 24-25 season, Big 5 leagues, who, when receiving a medium or long ball with an overall pressure start high or very high, and time to impact difficult or very difficult. So we can see interesting names able to keep the ball in this situation. Now, this was everything you can find in our dynamic events dataset, but we obviously created pre-aggregated metrics for you to use from day one. Now, through these metrics, we can actually understand different behaviors under pressure. Are players able to keep the ball under intense pressure? How often does this happen? Do they draw the pressure, therefore attracting the defender to open up space and triggering defensive engagement? Do they escape the pressure while receiving under high pressure? Do they progress under pressure, playing forward and helping the team advance? Do they create danger by shooting or playing dangerous passes under pressure? And are they able to retain the ball in tight space under pressure? Now let's go to our web app lab and see a real-life example. So here we are in our web app lab player scouting section. We selected the 24-25 season for the Big 5 leagues as competitions to scout in. We look at the scatter plot as a scouting tool as we want to compare left and right wide attackers against 2 specific metrics. So let's go in the scatter plot section. Here I'm actually looking at players who are able to drive the ball, engage defenders, and create danger for their team. So on the x-axis, I'll select throwing pressure. And on the y-axis, I'll select dangerous actions under intense pressure. If we go down here in the chart and start selecting interesting data points, we see nice names popping up. 𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗀𝘂𝗿𝗃, Ryan Cherki, 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝘀𝗀𝗂𝗂, Dembélé, Savinho, Nico Williams, but also Jeremy Boga and Ben Saguir. So you get the feeling of highlighting players who are actually able to drive the ball, engage defenders, and create dangerous situations. Alright, we close this explainer video by looking at what's in it for you as a practitioner. As a head coach, you can access more detailed information about how your team deals with pressure and adapt training methodology accordingly. As a match analyst, you can finally better understand, view, and analyze how pressure shapes the game in all of its dimensions, but also gain a deeper understanding of the upcoming opposition. Scouts and sporting directors are able to finally benchmark target players or find players who stand out based on press resistance, the ability to progress under pressure and across different leagues and phases of play. And data analysts and scientists can finally quantify how space, time, pass quality, and teammate support influence the game's dynamics. So this is all for today. Thanks for following and feel free to get in touch.